L to the O. This is episode number 49 of the TEW 2016 Challenge Run. July, week 2 Raw. Second week of the UK tour. Hashtag bars. But anyway, second week of the UK tour. We're here in Manchester today for Monday Night Raw. And without any further ado, let's just jump straight into it. We start off hot with the Undisputed Era coming to the ring. And the whole Undisputed Era here. And Adam Cole's like last week, Nikki Bella made a match between Roddy and Bobby Fish and Kyle O'Reilly of the Undisputed Era against Jason Jordan and Chad Gable, American Alpha. Let's not waste any time, lads. Let's get this match straight underway. So bring American Alpha out here. Then Nikki Bella would come out on stage and she'd be like, Adam, listen. This match is between Kyle O'Reilly and Bobby Fish and American Alpha, not the entire Undisputed Era against American Alpha. So you and Roderick Strong are going to have to jog onto the back because you're banned from ringside for this match. And Adam Cole's like, oh look, Princess Nikki trying to put herself in the spotlight, trying to fucking bring all the attention to herself yet again, and screw over the Undisputed Era, the hottest rising stars here on Monday Night Raw. Well, guess what, Nikki? If me and Roddy are going to be banned from ringside, I want you to go back then. I want you to tell Kurt Angle, the American Alpha manager, that he's also banned from ringside. And Nikki's like, don't worry, I've spoken to Kurt. Kurt is going to wait in the back. So you two must do the same now. And Adam Cole's sort of reluctant to leave. But then Roddy would whisper in his ear. And Adam Cole would be like, okay. No, you're right, Nikki, we'll go to the back. Yeah, that's fine. So Adam Cole and Roderick Strong happily go to the back after concocting some sort of plan as we get a 2-on-2 American Alpha versus the former Red Dragon. Apparently it was Kyle O'Reilly and Roderick Strong after all. So just swap out Roddy in that last segment for Bobby Fish. Okay. Anyway, so Red Dragon defeat American Alpha. Kyle O'Reilly pins Chad Gable. Ignore the words you see here. I'll try and describe it best I can. Basically, American Alpha would have Kyle O'Reilly beat when on the Titantron, Adam Cole would be like, hey Chad, hey Jason. And he'd be backstage. And he'd pan the camera down to show a beaten Kurt Angle. That him and Bobby Fish have been backstage and attacked Kurt Angle to get in the heads of American Alpha. And of course, their concern, looking at the Titantron, distracts them to the point where Kyle O'Reilly can take advantage and score the win for the Undisputed Era. Then get a commercial break, we come back. Adam Cole proudly strutting through the hallway, Adam Cole baby, because he's taken out Hall of Famer and legend Kurt Angle. Where Nikki Bella storms up to him and he's like, oh, what now? And he's like, you think that was acceptable, do you, Adam? And he's like, yeah. Because we didn't come out to ringside, so I don't see what I did wrong. Nikki's like, nothing technically within the rules of the match, but you're just morally wrong. So here's what I'm going to do. We've got Kurt Angle in the EMT room being checked on. Luckily for him, there's no serious damage that's been done here tonight. And Adam Cole's like, damn, better luck next time, I guess. And Nikki's like, you think that's funny? Well, guess what? Kurt Angle, nothing serious has been done to him, so I guess he's cleared to compete. And then Adam Cole's expression would suddenly change, because the realisation has hit him about what Nikki's about to say. In the main event, banned from ringside, everybody will be banned from ringside as Kurt Angle takes on Adam Cole, baby. What a main event here tonight on Raw. We then get a video just showcasing all the UK talent that will be featured at the Insurrextion pay-per-view. There'll be Walter and Pete Dunne for their UK title match. Eichner and Barthel of the Imperium and the Grizzled Young Veterans for their UK tag title match. And then Kaylee Ray and Piper Niven ahead of their match for the women's tag titles with Sasha Banks and Bayley. I believe one of them has a match now. Yep, it's Pete Dunne, and he defeats Dragon Aisu with the bitter end. Actually, a 65C. Getting a 65C out of Mr. James Dixon. Hey, man. Good shit. Cedric Alexander is backstage with his headphones on or something when Drake Maverick and EC3 and Mojo Rawley would come out to him. And he's like, hey, Cedric. He's like, hello, Drake. He's like, boy, oh boy, you're doing well here on Raw, aren't you, buddy? Cedric's like, what do you want, Drake? And he says, nothing, I don't want anything from you. It's just, you were so desperate to leave my show when I was 205 Live general manager to come to Raw. You've come to Raw and you've done nothing. So yeah, worked out great for you, didn't it, buddy? And now, instead of being that future Universal Champion that you claimed you would be, you're going to be nothing more than the guy that makes Mojo Rawley look good later on tonight. See you out there, champ. Drake Maverick taking some shots at Cedric Alexander. We then get Killian Dane in a squash match against a dojo graduate called Martin Wilkinson. Killian Dane beats him. This guy's actually scoring a 29, so he's actually doing quite well for having like no pop. We then see Bray Wyatt and his crew in their spooky room reacting to the match they just saw. And Wolf is talking to Bray. He's like, Bray, you don't understand. I know Killian. I know Nikki. These are two dangerous people we don't want to be involved with. And then Bray would put like he has the hurt and heel gloves in real life. He'd put like the heel glove on Wolf's head. And he'd be like, Wolfie, relax. These two are causing you mental stress and mental pain. We need to get them out of your head so that we can all live in peace. We can all live freely. And we can all throw our cares away. Very interesting choice of words there by Bray Wyatt. We get hype for the women's tag title match. Kaylee Ray defeats Bayley with the reverse code red in a 62C, which is actually a pretty good match. Fandango. We got Aaliyah and Conti backstage, and there's no Tyler Breeze in sight because he's off drinking fucking pina coladas on a beach somewhere. So it's just them two. And Fandango comes in the frame. He's like, hey ladies, I got a text from Breezy. Breezy says that you wanted to double date him and one of you against, not against, but with me and whichever one of you Breezy doesn't pick. And Aaliyah's like, no, he didn't. Let me see the phone. Let me see the text. And Fandango's like, no, trust me, ladies. I know Breezy. Breezy said this. You just have to trust me, ladies, and whichever one of you wants to come with me. And they would walk away and go, you know what? We're sick of this. We know you're Tyler's friend, but we're not objects for you to hit on. We're here to be a part of a glamorous empire. So either you can join in and just accept that this isn't what's going to happen here, or you can fuck off, basically. And Fandango gets all sad. He's like, Breezy's not going to like the way you're talking to his best friend. And he walks off. So Fandango again, waiting until Breeze out of sight to hit on Tyler's two women. Miss Money in the Bank, Sonya Deville, and Ruby Riott get a 71C+. They both score 67s. They have great chemistry. This is definitely a potential future Raw Women's title feud by the looks of this. No skill improvements. But after the match, I thought I'd put... No, that's later on, never mind. So we just get a face-to-face segment with Seth Rollins and his new number one contender, Samoa Joe, and the two men that will meet at Insurrextion for the Universal title. And it's basically Joe being Joe. I can't do a Joe promo justice, but he's talking about how ever since day one when Joe got to the main roster, the first thing he did was take Seth Rollins, choke him out, break his leg, basically, and nearly take him out of WrestleMania. And ever since then, Joe's been a thorn in Seth's side that won't go away. But whereas he's the thorn in Seth's side, there is one major thorn in Samoa Joe's side, and that is that he has tried and tried and tried to capture both the Universal Championship and the WWE Championship, but he's fell up short, or his opponents have narrowly avoided him and escaped every single time he's tried. Well, this is a new Samoa Joe, and this Samoa Joe is going to take Seth Rollins at Insurrextion and put him to sleep and become the Universal Champion. 82B, Johnny Gargano defeats Shelton Benjamin when Benjamin gets disqualified because Dolph Ziggler runs in and attacks Johnny Gargano. This was a very good match. This could have main evented the show. Fucking Shelton Benjamin. I know it's Gargano's got great chemistry with him, but it's still Shelton. Gargano scoring an 81. After the match, Ziggler and Shelton beat up on Johnny Gargano. Ziggler would, off mic, shout something about, "I'm taking my spot back," or whatever. So Gargano, on the receiving end of a 2-on-1 beatdown by the old Dolph Ziggler and Dolph Ziggler. We get a backstage segment with Bianca Belair with supposed to be Charlie Caruso, but she's not on screen. She's just not in the segment at all, even. And Bianca's like, "Girl, last week, the man thought she'd run her mouth. She thought she'd come out here and dress down Bianca Belair, calling her a weirdo with long hair who's done nothing impressive since she got to Raw. But then I did this." And they show a recap of Bianca gorilla pressing Becky out of the ring last week, and she's like, "If that's not impressive, I don't know what is. But what will be impressive will be my destruction of Natalya. So get her out here so we can end this quickly." Natalya comes out. They get a 67. Bianca 60, Natty 61. Natty on this game is a very good hand to have around because she's always got good psychology, and she can be put in there with people like Bianca Belair to give them a good win, and also give them the rub of like psych and stuff. Whereas I don't really rate Natalya that much IRL. In the game, she is a good hand to have. There's Charlie. Never mind. She's with Rhea Ripley, not Bianca Belair, because Bianca was an in-ring promo. Charlie's basically asking Rhea, what are your thoughts on what went down last week with yourself, Becky Lynch, and that woman Bianca Belair? And do you have anything to say about Bianca's impressive victory here tonight? And Becky says, Rhea says, as somebody who grew up aspiring to be in WWE, when I saw Becky and the rest of the NXT horsewomen gave me motivation so I could come here and do just what they did, if not even better. And now, I'm now seen as somebody who's on Becky's level, who's now seen as a threat. But you've got Bianca here, who's trying her little hardest to try and join in the big girls club. But she just can't reach, because she's not the man, she's not the best, she's not the smartest. Because if she picks a fight with me, she's actually the dumbest. And it'll be the quickest defeat of her career. That's when Sonya Deville just walks in a frame with her Money in the Bank briefcase. She says, I hear all this talk about who the top woman is here on Monday Night Raw, but she'd hold the briefcase up and she would go, I'm just biding my time. Just getting my feet wet, really. And when I feel like it, I'll declare myself the best. Imperium and the Usos gets a 77B-. It will be a close, hard-fought match to showcase the two NXT UK gentlemen. But in the end, they can't defeat who is the greatest tag team of the decade, the Usos. After the match, Braun and Babatunde come out and again lay waste to the Usos. Cedric defeats Mojo Rawley with a quick roll-up after their segment earlier on tonight. They don't click, so it's a good job this wasn't the actual end-all blow-off feud match. It's a good job Mojo Rawley's not the figurehead of Maverick Mansion. Charlie Caruso then meets up with Mustafa Ali, and she's like, Mustafa, you've had a rough time here on Raw recently. You got choked out by Samoa Joe to allow him into the US title match at Extreme Rules. You failed to win Money in the Bank before that. And most recently, last week, you took the L again to Samoa Joe, allowing him to become the number one contender. And you took the loss and let not only yourself, but the other four members of that match down. And Ali's like, again, no excuses, I got beat. Samoa Joe is a dangerous man, but he's running around here. He's a son of a bitch. And I know for a fact, if I was to ever get one last shot with Joe, I'd beat him. And then Shinsuke would walk into frame, and Ali would be like, can I help you? And Nakamura would spit in Ali's face, shove him to the ground, just go, you're a loser, and walk off. So it appears somebody's quite salty that Mustafa Ali lost his shot at the Universal Championship. Main event. Kurt Angle's music hits to allow pop. Because for the first time since WrestleMania, he's going to be in action here. But as he gets to the top of the ramp, he sticks his hands in the air and has the crowd chant, you suck, you suck. But he's jumped from behind by the classic attack on the Ely brothers situation in NXT. When I think it's Kyle O'Reilly hits the big knee, and then the rest of the UE jump on him. That, if you watch NXT, then you know what I mean. They do that to Kurt Angle, and they just beat him up on the ramp, beat him up on the entranceway, probably even toss him off the stage. You'd have AJ Styles. He wouldn't have AJ Styles come out yet. It would be Adam Cole, and the UE would attack him, leave him laying, possibly even throw him off the stage, and then it would cut to commercial. And then when you get back from a commercial, Kurt Angle was being stretchered out with AJ Styles out there, Chad Gable, Jason Jordan, and Adam Cole and the rest of the UE in the ring. And then Adam Cole grabs the mic, he says, see, Nikki? See what you can't do to me? Nobody can control the Undisputed Era. You tried to wrap us under your thumb and keep us in check. But you just can't do it because we are here to take over, and that is undisputed. And now look at what you've done to poor Kurt Angle. You've got AJ out here. You've got Chad Gable out here. You've got Jason Jordan out here. Nearly in tears because their fourth member of their team has been taken out by the Undisputed Era. And it was all your fault, Nikki. Nikki would come out on the ramp to check on Kurt and also to respond to Adam Cole. So look, Adam, this is absolutely unacceptable now. What you're doing is just disgusting, and somebody needs to teach you a lesson. And he's like, somebody needs to teach me a lesson. Somebody needs to teach you a lesson that you can't stop the Undisputed Era. But you wouldn't know that because you've got no general manager qualities. You've just been given the job because you're out of the spotlight and you want that one last shot at the big time. You know what you could do, Nikki? You want that one last shot at the big time? Go call up John again. And then Nikki, she lets that zinger settle. Then she smiles. She's like, you're right, Adam. good job, this isn't my one last shot at the big time. Because I could easily just call John again. And then Adam was like, off mic. He's like, yeah, you could, yeah. And she's like, in fact, maybe I already have. Uh-oh. And suddenly, the Undisputed Era look like they're in big trouble. Jason Jordan, Chad Gable, AJ Styles, and Big Match John himself storm into the ring and clear the ring of the Undisputed Era. Poor Kyle O'Reilly, being left in the ring all by himself, would take a phenomenal forearm, would take a grand amplitude, and would take an attitude adjustment. John Cena would grab a mic and he'd be like, you like to run your mouth, you like to try and say things so you can be edgy and shock and have the shock value. Well, nah, that's not going to fly around here, champ. You need to learn to keep John Cena's name out of your mouth, because at Insurrextion pay-per-view, the phenomenal AJ Styles, he's John Cena, so he probably would say, the American Alpha, and John Cena are coming to kick your ass. Slams mic down, trumpets blaring, do-do-do-do, do-do-do-do. Show ends. AEB. Because technically the main event was a 59 rated match between Cedric Alexander and Mojo Rawley. I would say see you next time for SmackDown Live, but since next time is episode number 50, I think for that one it'll probably be like I guess State of the Universe. Well, I will go over like all the State of the Universe, but also mainly like a challenge goal update. And yeah, so that will be next time. See you then.